Hello. So dead.
Hello.
Hi.
What a great start. It's nice.
Yep. Hi, I'm Grace. I use she, they pronouns, and I'm GSAP02 on TikTok.
Hi, I'm Alex. I use they them pronouns and I somehow managed to pause my screen, so I am failing at computers right now.
Hi. Hi, I'm Reggie or Reg. I use he, him pronouns. I am bitter tragedy pretty much everywhere. The C's instead of E's though. Except Instagram, I'm bitter tragedy underscore cosplays.
I am Juniper. I use they them pronouns and I am GeoQueen underscore cause on both Instagram and TikTok.
Hi, Izzy.
I realized I should probably put it out there that I am Alex of Shield on TikTok and Alex underscore cosplays on Instagram and everywhere else you could possibly think to look for me.
I was gonna bring up the fact you forgot to say what your username was, but then I was like,
Yep.
we'll just continue and go back to them.
We were buffering. It's okay. I figured it out.
Yeah. Alex's hair does look very cool, by the way.
Thank
It's
you.
very,
This
very cool.
possibly my favorite way I've had it. Obviously, if you've been following the streams, you've seen many iterations of my hair in out of character panels. But this is possibly my favorite. It's so short and fun.
It's great.
Short hair is great. My hair is too long. Every month after about a month after I get my hair cut, my mullet starts to grow back in. So it's not really dealing. We have mullet territory, which is fine. I just don't like how my hair looks with a mullet. And also my hair grows really long on the front, so it just looks weird. Um, but all my friends are like, "You look so good with a mullet," and I'm like, "Stop lying." Literally stop lying to me. Never.
When I cut my hair, I didn't tell anyone. I literally went to my university classes one day, and then the next day I went in with my hair. Literally, I went from having waist length hair to short hair. I went from having blonde hair to the bright pink. Didn't tell anyone, and everyone was like, "Oh my god!" It really
I mean,
was
that's
like
the
a hello
best. Like,
LGBT community moment.
honestly, uh, yeah. I mean, I did the same. Like, my hair was super long. Like, my barber was like, "Jesus, I didn't realize how much hair you were gonna cut off when I cut it short for the first time," because it was like really long. I used to cut my hair like once a year, right? Because like my hair was long and I had to grow it out. Because I was in the closet. Um, so when I got it cut for the first time, I was like, oh my god, I need to like trim this like every couple of months.
Yeah,
In
I'm
the
just
past
slowly
like
realizing that
four
with my
months.
little side shaved is
y-
like I've had it shaved for kind of 2 weeks now, and it's already getting slightly too long to be manageable.
Oh yeah. I got under here shaved. You can't really see it anymore, but I got underneath here shaved, and literally it's growing so long that even like my sideburns are like growing, and I'm like, oh no. Also, hi Alex. I don't think we said hi. We were just talking about her hair because I needed to complain about how bad my hair looks right now.
But
Oh yeah, were you not? Yeah, I remember you saying. Yeah, I remember you saying ages ago you wanted to like make your hair kind of like this and like that. I'm like so tempted to. My friend is getting this done, and like half of my friends have this, but like the like gray streak, like the one gray streak. I'm like so tempted, but I don't want to damage hair. Yeah, I mean, you
This is
save
where we
money.
pull out
That's why
the
that's
graph.
yeah, that's literally why I dyed my hair brown. One, because I wanted to, but also because half of the characters I cosplay have brown hair, and it was just easier for me to use my natural hair than try and get a wig.
You see, this is where I do the opposite thing. I do the opposite thing is I cosplay characters who have my natural hair color. Like Annabeth Chase is a blonde, and I'm naturally a very platinum blonde, and I was like, nope, I'm just gonna dye it pink.
That's literally what I did. We see when I dyed my hair brown, I was like, "Ugh, I need to get a wig for Annabeth now because I used to have long blonde hair that I would just use, and then I was like, oh no, I can't do that anymore. I need to work something else out.
Oh no, my
Yeah,
I feel like collecting Pokemon but with Anna costumes.
I mean, literally, they're really pretty. I was gonna get I was meant to cosplay Anna last year or like 2 years ago, but then COVID. Um, and it was the white one, like the uh the like little white, and I thought that was really cute. And I still probably would get it because yeah, it's really pretty.
And
I
confirm
mean,
as somebody who
reuse,
has worn
reuse,
a Cinderella
recycle, am I
ball
right?
gown to an Air Force ball, you'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, trying to find good wigs are so hard.
I'm
Mm,
slowly collecting Elsa outfits, including cheap knockoffs, because I will start with like a cheap knockoff and then I'll like modify it a bit and then I'll like go in for like a more expensive one.
exactly. That's how that works.
Elsa is the taller sibling, so it would work perfectly. Um, you guys should know that Hazel and I went out recently for the first time together, and the first thing we said to each other was, "Oh my god, you look." I said shorter, and Hazel said taller because we'd both assumed that we'd be average height, but no, we are either end of the spectrum.
Alex is really tall.
I'm
Alex, yeah. I
I'm
mean, you're
freaking.
taller than me, Alex.
yeah.
So
I can't wait to do like a. Can't wait to do like a Storyverse live meet at one of the conventions and just be me hanging out as like the canonically shortest character but towering over everyone.
that's literally me all the time. Me when I cosplay Annabeth and uh my Percy's are like way shorter than me. Or like when I went to Caspian's and we did Lily and James, we had to use like angles to make you look shorter. And then Caspian also
Standing.
stood on a chair at one point to try and look taller. And I was just like, this is so fun. Yeah, okay.
I
I was like,
learned the hard way.
that's a con rule number one. Is
My
not.
first ever convention was LFCC in March, and I was Allura from Voltron. So I was wearing heels. Did not take backup shoes. Because it was my first time ever going to a convention. By midday, my feet were hurting. I was making my friend who was cosplaying Keith carry me around like a backpack. See, yeah. My favorite ones are my Zelda shoes because they're just little booties with heels on them. But if because of my chronic illness, if I'm just not feeling it, I will sit down and I'll go, this was a bad plan. I've never seen Lee.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
I
mean,
had a
it's
lovely Link have to pull me out of my seat because my feet hurt so bad and I just didn't want to stand up and we had to go and take photos and he was like, get up, and I was like, no, and he just pulled me up and he was like, you're fine, and I was like, I'm fine, I've got this. If I can seal Ganon, I can wear pointy shoes for an hour.
that's why I don't wear heels. I mean, I can't walk in them to start, so I think God was like, yeah, you don't need these.
That was another funny thing about going out with Hazel is I was wearing Doc Martens, so I had like the flattest soles on my shoes ever, and Hazel's wearing heels. And there's still about 1.5 feet of a height difference.
You wore
Wow.
those to a convention? You actually wore those at a convention? Hazel.
Hazel.
That was a bold move.
How do you still have feet? How do you still have feet? Like, genuinely. Like,
Yeah, no, I find heels pretty easy to walk in because I've got no arch in my feet. They're definitely
look at you guys.
you've like bruised the
You've
board of your
definitely
foot.
pulled something. That is good. I literally have about 3 pairs of shoes, so I'm really scared for going back to conventions because this is funny. Because of TikTok, all of my cosplays are from the waist up. I don't have bottoms of cosplays.
These are my
Like I have
these are
like
my
maybe
Zelda
like
heels.
for one cosplay. Oh my gosh. No.
And this is the reason I had to have a Link pull me off of my feet. Because I didn't want to move. I was like, I'm comfy, the floor is comfortable, I'm channeling my inner Zelda and throwing a tantrum, leave me be. And my Link cosplayer, absolutely lovely, lovely person, was like, come on, we're going to this photo shoot, we've paid money for this, get up.
Pajama pants.
I generally yeah, I
Pajama
literally
bottoms for
say
days.
the amount of pajama bottoms. I mean, last week I was saying this to you guys after we came off, but last week I was on a side of bed with my pajamas on, literally underneath the cosplay because I couldn't be bothered changing. And literally every single cosplay I've done for Storyverse Live, I'm not wearing the full costume. You'll see my leg a lot because I'll just be wearing shorts. Like you'll just see my leg pop up every now and then. It's fine.
when I get into cosplay to come on here, I am most definitely either wearing pajamas or I have a blanket over my legs because I'm always really, really cold. And so like putting a blanket on is the easiest way. And so I'm sitting here. Normally I have wherever it's gone, this monstrosity of a blanket, which is possibly the oldest blanket I own at this point. It's the original Ravenclaw blanket. I'm not even a Ravenclaw, I'm a Slytherin. I just kind of have it on my legs and I'm vibing. I think I stole it off my brother. It's probably that old. The best thing about having siblings.
Oh yeah,
Blatant
for sure.
Celery.
thievery. And forcing them to cosplay with you because you have the perfect cosplay partner if you know exactly what they're doing.
There's no way my
My
siblings
sister
are
would never
cosplay.
cosplay ever. My sister would never cosplay.
Both of my siblings will cosplay with me. My older brother specifically absolutely adores it. If I'm making a cosplay, I make my Zelda cosplay. He goes, "All right, make me a Link. Make me Green Link, so that we can do Zelda and Link." I did Doctor Who because there was a Doctor Who meet the last London Comic Con, and so he did Rory Williams just off his own bat. I was like, "You don't have to cosplay." He went, "No, I'm coming as Rory Williams." He plans these things. He's like, if you're going in cosplay, then I'm going in cosplay. And my littlest sibling just follows along with the plan. So we're gonna do Percy Jackson next year. My brother's going as Luke. I'm going as Annabeth, and then my little sister's going as Grover.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then hopefully, fingers crossed, as long as things open up, we're gonna drag my cousin into it as Talia, so we can have the squad.
We probably aren't. It's fine. We can just talk. We've managed to talk for the last half hour with just the little key thoughts bouncing around our heads.
Oh,
So
honestly, I'm like the DVD logo where it kind of you have to wait for it to hit the corner to get a coherent thought. I used up all my brain cells today. I started a new job this morning.
I've literally had 4 hours sleep over the last 3 days. So I'm doing great. And also I was hanging out with friends today, so my social battery is very dead. Uh so we're living life. It's fine.
I woke up like 5 minutes before I came on.
I feel like that's probably the best way to do an out of character panel is just like nap right beforehand and then wake up.
No, I literally actually woke up. Like the middle of the afternoon. Like, no. Me.
I wish.
I have a
Probably
question.
Yeah, I was planning on napping today. But
Sorry, because like we're not getting any questions in the chat. Do you all like DC or both, or like what's the deal with that? Because I know you guys sometimes do Marvel panels. So, like, do you? Hello, am I frozen?
well, yeah, sorry, I didn't hear what the question was. I was trying to process it and see if maybe my brain played catch up. It didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. So ask it again, or just okay. I'm sorry. So, are you all DC fans, Marvel fans, or both?
Oh, okay. That's not what I thought the question was.
Both. I'm a very impartial person. I think they're both great in their own rights. They both have their own issues. They both have their own strengths.
I think I'm more of a Marvel fan and I cosplay more for Marvel. I don't really I don't understand DC. Like I'll watch it and I make cosplay from it, but like not really as much as I would do Marvel. Like I have a lot more Marvel cosplays than DC. I have like one, or even if I have that. And that's just because I grew up on Marvel, especially because Marvel, like films wise, has like a more coherent, like this is the timeline. Whereas like DC just like, here's a film, and I'm like, where does this fall? I don't is there do I have to watch it in an order? I don't know. So it's very confusing. I think comics wise, I haven't read a lot of comics, but Marvel and DC comics are very good, both. So yeah. Do you want to like mute? Alex, do you want to like mute the audio?
I am honestly
Oh yeah,
watching
yeah.
Marvel movies in
It's
the
like
weirdest order. I have yet to see Eternals and Shang-Chi, but I've seen the new Spider-Man film.
I have not seen Spider-Man yet.
Mm.
I do that all the time because I can't ever find like Marvel t-shirts as easy as I can find DC t-shirts. And obviously my leather jacket now has the Marvel Shield logo painted on the side, which means I'm constantly mixing universes.
I like both. Yeah, I actually want to cosplay Wally West. I just need to get stuff for him.
You know, I can't really decide. There's. I'm kidding. I like DC. I'm sorry. I just didn't.
I think But I think Reggie is right in an aspect where it kind of bases off of what you grew up with almost, because I know I'm very undecided about whether I like one or the other, but also my family is very split about movies and things. Like my mom is DC, my dad is Marvel, my mom is Star Wars, my dad is Star Trek. So I've always kind of grown up watching both sides of things and then never formed my own opinion. I'm just like, yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, like Hazel, I'm kind of opposite because I do like Miles Morales and the other Spider-Mans. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I
I
mean, we
like
could
that
have a whole
series
conversation
mostly
about
because
how
it's got the
OP
Ralph in it.
Superman is. I could have a whole 50-minute conversation about how he Superman is, but we don't have the time.
I like the Supergirl series. I was like, yes, I too like the Supergirl series for the age appropriate, conventionally attractive woman. Katie McGrath's in that one. The first couple of episodes are very Nemesis based, and then once you kind of get right into it, you don't need Nemesis.
I never, 40-minute mark is my cutoff for anything. I can't watch it. Like, I can barely watch an episode of a TV show. Like, it takes me so long to watch, like, 10 episode seasons because I just can't focus long enough to watch it.
My time awareness
And it's bad because
is
it's like,
yeah, my time awareness is so bad. If you put me in front of a screen and go, right, you have to watch this to the end. Like Spider-Man, when I went to go see Spider-Man, No Way Home, it's 2 hours and a half long. I walked in the cinema at 11 a.m. for the 11 a.m. showing, and I walked out at kind of what it would have been nearly 2 o'clock. And I walked out and I was like, hang on a minute, it should be midday right now. Like, that's not logistically possible, but my brain said it'd only been an hour. I just need 10 to 15 working years to process this. How do you do that on accident? Yeah, I saw Spider-Man twice. I saw Spider-Man twice within 48 hours because I watched it opening night for the London premiere, and I went like a couple of days. Like I went, I think it was 2 days ago with my cousins. So I'd seen it, but also the second time I saw it with my cousins, it was just us in the theater, and we were so confused because we were like, "This is a big Marvel film, and it's only been out for a few days, and this theater is completely empty." Because obviously at the premiere we were all packed in, and then we were sitting in this empty theater, and obviously like, I'm not going to spoil it for anyone, but I could cheer when things happened, and I wasn't conscious of like people around me. I was just enjoying myself. And honestly, the squeak on my face when Peter Parker was like, I don't want to be Peter Parker, which is not a spoiler because it's in the trailers, made me cry. Loud angry sobs.
I'm preparing myself to cry when I see it on Monday. But I'm a little mad. I'm a little peeved because I've had parts of it, main parts of it spoiled.
Oh, I'm sorry, that sucks.
Which, like, guys, it's not that hard to not spoil a big Marvel movie that we've been waiting for over a year.
Honestly, and it's opening
and
week, so like, control yourselves.
Yeah, no, it's a funny story because like I got spoiled twice. First was I was on Twitter and I posted about how I was muting everyone that I knew on Twitter that had seen the movie because I didn't want to come across a spoiler. And then a bot account commented under that with a bunch of spoilers. Love that. I only saw the first one and before I like thingied it away, and I thought, oh, these are probably some fake spoilers to like mess me. Um, And then this morning, I went on Facebook and we have like a confessions page for my university. So like people can like message in confessions and it's like this admin team like post it and it's like funny things. Someone posted in that about said spoiler that I thought was fake, plus another spoiler, and they like posted it onto this like main Facebook like chain. And I saw it this morning. I literally was like, I'm gonna cry. Because like it wasn't even something small. It was literally a huge spoiler. And I was like, I was so careful and it didn't even matter in the end.
I
So
have
I'm
been so
mad, but I'm
careful
still
to not
hopefully gonna
spoil it
enjoy
for
it. Like I'm gonna
anyone.
enjoy it, but I'm gonna be scared because I know this thing's coming. And I don't know if I'm gonna have the same authentic reaction to it because I know it's coming.
What? What?
Oh, this
You will. I'm like that with
no,
Grey's
this is the
Anatomy
point.
because I've never seen Grey's Anatomy before. I'm finally watching it. My roommate finally convinced me to like sit down and watch Grey's Anatomy. And obviously that show is at this point, like the older seasons are old. It came out like 2010 maybe. So definitely not worth people putting spoiler warnings on it anymore. But I sit there and I scroll through my TikTok, and somehow TikTok just knows that I'm watching Grey's Anatomy, and I get like all the Grey's Anatomy scenes posted, and I'm like, wait, what? And I'm sitting there going, don't watch it, but also I'm going, wait, but why is this happening? I'm so confused. My roommate's like texting me because I text her
I
like my
self
million reactions to
spoil
the
so much.
episodes.
I'm so bad for self spoiling.
To be fair, to be fair, I will
TikTok, I
just
think
take a moment to say that
I've,
TikTok just
I'm,
hate crimes me every day.
yeah, me too.
My algorithm is a hate crime. It was
Yeah,
like,
no,
wow,
but
you're gay and disabled. I'm just gonna hate crime you real quick.
yeah, I haven't had any spoilers on TikTok. I think I had one video, but there was like a 10-second spoiler warning, like warning before the actual video started, so I managed to like swipe away in time. But I haven't seen, I'm gonna start seeing them now. But I have 2 days, so it's all I
Good.
want. I literally, yeah, at least it's not like a spoiler. Because most people do like 1 second, and I'm like, no, no, I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna start
Oh yeah,
spoiler
you know
marking a
what?
lot
That's
of
actually
my
really
Percy
smart.
Jackson content. Oh, I'm gonna have to start spoiling Battle of the Labyrinth, Selena, because that's That's a big thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to
I
have
literally
hate comments to me spoiling Dead Selena, and I'm like, I've been doing Dead Selena since before you guys were interested in Percy Jackson. Get some history, roll that history check, please.
I mean, I didn't know Selena died until I read the books. So clearly I wasn't on Percy Jackson TikTok back then because I did cry when I read the books and Selena died.
My first ever
Uh,
Selena cosplay was not even a live Selena, it was Dead Selena. I went straight for people's hearts. I made the burial shroud. I was like, you guys are not having it easy.
I feel like a lot of
I
people did
still
that with
carry
Luke.
that burial
Like
shroud around from
a lot of people that cosplay Luke are just like, he's a traitor. Let me do Chronos look like right away. I'm like, calm down.
No, I just do Dead Selena for fun. Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, I watched Supernatural. Yeah, like I watched Supernatural last year. This is the why I was laughing about your self spoiling thing because I did the exact same with Supernatural, in which if you're not familiar, there's a character Rowena and she's like a witch. And I couldn't remember her actress's name, and I was like, oh, I'll just Google it. And so I looked up Rowena actress, and literally an article popped up that was like, she dies killed by this character, and I was like, what?
It's
And
when they put
she
like
doesn't die until right. I must have been like halfway through by now. She doesn't die till the final season, and it's like at the end of the final season, and or like midway through it, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" So like the whole time I was just like, "When's she gonna die? Is she gonna die? I don't know what's happening." So that's why I was lost.
it's especially worse, I
Oh
think,
my
when they
god!
like the way they die or who kills them and stuff. Because then you're sitting there going,
Yeah,
every interaction
because
they have with this thing or person, you're going, is this the one?
yeah, and like the thing is that she was killed by this is a spoiler, but not really, because people aren't watching Supernatural anymore. She was killed by Sam, which is one of the main characters. And so I generally was like, wait, but they're like good friends. So like how and in the end it's that he kills her out of like pity and not even like he murders her. And so they like made it out to be this whole thing. Just like, when's the ball gonna drop?
Weirdly enough, the only thing I've ever self-spoiled myself on that's like was new at the time was Breath of the Wild. Um, because I love the Legend of Zelda series. I've played all the games like as soon as they came out, and I bought Breath of the Wild release day for my Switch. And I googled, and I've just popped into Google as the happy little idiot I was. I was like, "Is Zelda a playable character in Breath of the Wild?" And it was like, "No, Zelda's trapped in the castle." And I was like, "Oh, this is what happened to the original plot of the movie."
I Yeah, the funniest thing is I used to do this when I was younger with books, and I still do this with books, where I will be reading the top of a page, and I'll just go and look at the bottom, even though like you're not reading that part of the book. And then when I was younger, I used to literally flip the back of the book and just read about.
My favorite time that's ever
So I
happened
was
is when I
reading a
first read
book
Harry
and I
Potter.
literally spoiled a character death in it. Like I literally managed to flip to a chapter where it was this big thing, characters were dying, and I was like, why did you do that? You just
No,
self-sabotaged yourself reading this book.
my favorite one I've ever done is I was that person who flipped to the back of the last Harry Potter book and saw the line Ginny kissed Albus and had a crisis. Because I do it all the time. I will just open my book to a random page and just start reading from there when I pick it up in the shop just to see if I like the font and stuff. And that was just where I happened to open the book to before I bought it. And I was like, this is a revelation.
This is a bit weird.
I did that with when I read Red, White, and Royal Blue. And this is like a general spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't read that book. But when like everything goes down and then Nora disappears for a hot minute, I flipped further in the book. I was like, "Where's Nora? Bring me back Nora!" And then that's when I started cosplaying Nora, and I was like, "No, this I love her."
Nora is adorable. Yeah,
I think I actually also
literally
did
the
that with the
worst
Raven
thing is
cycle, where I could not handle the fact in my brain that Gainsey might have died, and so I flipped, and I was like, "Please tell me he's not dead."
I feel like it's just a thing to be like, I genuinely need to know this information, and then you just spoil yourself. And it's
Oh yeah.
I'm the worst for spoiling myself on like literally everything. The podcast I was just listening to, I spoiled myself for the whole entire plot. Like the only thing I didn't know was like what happened in the final episode because I was like avoiding spoilers for that. But literally everything before that, like the big plot twist, like big emotional stuff, I just went on the character fandom wiki and was like, "Ooh, this looks very nice." I was just like, I can't be bothered with like any of that stuff.
That's how you make sure the podcast is going to be spicy enough as you go through and you look at all the character
Yeah,
wiki.
and it was like, yeah, and when I went on because I'd heard about the characters and stuff, and so when I went on, this was for King Falls AM. I went on and it was like, oh, it's gay, and I was like, oh, amazing. Let me find all the gay shit in this.
You know what? That was the reason I started listening to Welcome to Night Vale, because my friend played me the clip of Cecil first introducing Carlos, and I was like, wow, that's hella gay. And so I had to listen to the rest of the story.
That clip is literally my favorite clip ever.
In fact, I have the script book, and in the script book, it's highlighted in blue, and just next to it, it just says, "That's a little bit gay, Cecil. You haven't even met the man." When you've reached a point of thinking they're gonna die, you know it's like a hopeless kind of thing.
I think the only time I really feared for a character's life was while I was watching DC Star. I'm sorry, I keep being of DC Star season 2, because in the comics they came out in the 80s, but still spoiler for Infinity Inc. comics. Eclipso kills Beth. I was like, and I was just really worried about it. And then she beat him, and I was like, oh, nice. So I was like worried the entire episode he was gonna kill her. Did I freeze again? Okay.
That's
My
literally
only issue
why
with
like
DC
Marvel and
death,
DC scared me so much. Marvel and
my only
DC scared
issue
me
with
because
DC's
like
death is they've established the Lazarus Pit, so theoretically they could bring back whatever characters they want.
That's true.
And so I just have this little bit in my brain that goes, nah, they're not really dead. They're gonna come back from the Lazarus Pit, and then they don't come back, and I'm like, oh, I'm genuinely sad now.
Yeah.
Hey, look at us. We managed. We managed. We are doing our anniversary tomorrow. I'm so
Oh.
excited for tomorrow. Actually,
I'm gonna restyle my Marlene wig into an Annabeth wig because I just took all the Annabeth styling out of it to do Marlene.
well, I'm gonna be natural hairing Percy, so we'll have Percy with a mullet. So
Oh my god! Wait, we're gonna do Percy and
but
Annabeth
yeah,
together. Last time we did that was
yeah,
chaos.
I'm really excited because as soon as I saw that I was doing Percy, I was like, me and Alex is Percy and Annabeth.
I'm
Yeah,
excited.
I have to
I'm very
figure out a new
excited.
hairstyle for Juniper.
There are two ways you can genuinely like know that it's gonna be chaos, and is if I'm with Annabeth with either Carter or Reggie as Percy, because then you
Yes.
know it's gonna be chaos. Percy would enjoy that.
That's funny. It's a funny joke. I haven't cosplayed Percy in like so long. Yeah. I
You
mean,
cannot convince me in any way, shape, or form Percy would not enjoy being in a panel surrounded by women, especially women who he loves and appreciates. Good, as it should be. I don't care what other panels you've done, the Respect Women panel should be the top one. Perfectly balanced as all things
is
should
that on
be.
Storyverse? Oh. I don't
It's
remember
really
any
strange
field panels.
looking back through like the old panels that we did. Like, obviously, Hazel will understand this because Hazel and I were on the very first ever Storyverse panel. And here we are. I had to take an extended break.
I mean, it's almost been it's almost been a year since I joined Storyverse.
It's so weird to
That makes
think
me
about.
kind of it's so weird.
It's so strange. Because you sit there and you go, we look at these people I've known for a year, and I think, wow, I would injure somebody for them.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was really no, I was yeah.
People obviously did just not enjoy part 3.
Definitely
People
lost
said
people
not at
after part
bedtime.
2.
I
I'm
feel like
telling you,
everyone went to
Part-
sleep and just didn't watch it.
people said bedtime. As soon as part 2 ended, they were, that's it. I tap out here. It's bedtime. I think that might be because that's what we started with. So that's what we have like the most rapport for. We started with Percy Jackson. Um,
I'm excited for when we start to do more. Obviously,
I
I'm
can't wait to
excited
get back
back
into
into Harry
Marvel
Potter.
ones.
I'm very excited for Harry Potter because I cosplay Remus now, and I'm very excited to do Marauders panels as Remus.
That's what we call a
Somehow
cat
make it
character.
work. We literally somehow make it work.
You
Kind of good because it means we can do like cosplays from, I'm assuming, like categories that we don't currently, like big main categories. I have a lot of minor characters, guys. I have a
There's
cosplay a lot
so
of minor
many
characters.
minor
If you
characters.
read them. I feel like this is amazing.
I'm so excited to do stuff like that. I'm literally rereading the Raven Cycle right now. So we'll be actually gonna go and get into blue after we do this stream and do some blue.
Doing, yeah, doing like book talk panels would be so cool. Like just different book characters. I feel like that'd be really awesome. Oh, here she goes again.
I remember you talked about
I
this.
knew where it was going as soon as you said to get people that are muted. I knew you were going to talk about people muted.
Hazel, we've talked about this. I hate to break it to you, Hazel, but 10 books is a lot of books.
Hazel. I have read Fablehaven.
No. Next time you need someone to help you out in London, I'm leaving you stranded. Have fun surviving. And I will quote you verbatim. You're gonna go, hey, can I have some help? And I'm gonna go, no, Juniper's your favorite streamer.
Go ask them.
Yeah, I remember when we tried to do the book club thing.
Oh,
Mm.
Speaking of book series, I've just started rebuying the Skullduggery Pleasant books. And so now when I walk into my local Waterstones, because it's the closest bookshop I have to me, I walk in and the lady who works behind the counter every morning on a Wednesday when I go in before my classes go, oh, hey, I've put the next Skullduggery Pleasant book aside for you. Do you want to get it now or do you want me to keep it aside? And so I walk in and I've been doing this for 7 weeks. So I'm on book 7 of 12 and she goes, we don't have book 7 this week. And I was like, it's okay because I'm broke this week. I don't need book 7 right now. I would like you to recommend me a small independent book under £10. And she goes, this one. And then I pick up the book and I walk out and she goes, I'm going to save book 7 for you though.
This is a Wattpad story. What do you mean? You're friends with the person in Waterstones? I wish. I live in the middle of nowhere. The closest, I mean, Waterstones is great. I love Waterstones, but also Hazel, just for saying, Haven is not at Waterstones. And also this, we we literally barely have it on Amazon. We had to get it shipped abroad, so we don't like have it here. Yeah, Hazel is gonna bring all of her copies up to Glasgow for Comic. Just go like, there you go.
When I went to
What a
Greece
great
on
story.
holiday,
Yeah, I
I read
imagine
books
10
very
books is very
fast.
heavy as well.
So I will buy a new book series before I leave to go on a holiday. And so I'd saved Trials of Apollo because I knew I was going on holiday just after the last book released. Apart from it wasn't the last book because then he wrote more books and I was like, that's not very nice of you. So I took all the Trials of Apollo books that I had and I have them all in hardback because I buy all my Percy Jackson books hardback. And they were in my carry-on and the guy at TSA, he stopped me and he's like, you have books in your bag? And I was like, yes. He went, that's a lot of books for somebody who's only going away for 2 weeks. And I was like, look, sir, you don't judge me on my reading style and I don't judge you. He went, yes, but there's also a Kindle in your bag. I went, yeah, I'm gonna finish the Percy Jackson books in like 3 weeks. 3 weeks, 3 days. Move along. Stop judging me.
They all
Oh no, I just put them on because we didn't check a bag. We just took carry-ons because I travel very light. And so yeah, but the guy was like, that's a lot of books for somebody who's only living in the country for 14 days. And I was like, look, you don't judge me for doing my job, and I don't judge you for doing your job.
they're really like I read books so fast as well.
That reminds me of it's a podcast that I listen to. I'm just gonna find what it's called right now because I love it. It's a Percy Jackson podcast, but they read a chapter a week. And then they sit on the podcast. And so basically, if you keep up to date with the podcast like I used to when it was running, you'd get the podcast on a Friday, and they'd analyze all the chapter and stuff. And then you'd read the next chapter for the next Friday. It was fantastic because it gave people a chance to read it. It was like, we're not going to like force you to read this book in, but you've got a week to read a whole chapter.
Yeah,
It's
I need a
Radio
I just
Radio Camp Half Blood,
on
and very coolly, the podcast titles were the titles of the chapters you
We've
were
both
reading.
been living on the procrastination.
So you were reading the chapter that was named for the podcast. So you couldn't ever mix it up either. You knew where you were because you were looking at the titles of the chapters.
What's it called again?
Radio Camp Half Blood.
I'll check. That sounds cool.
It's the author of the podcast is Spotify doesn't want to work right now. That's kind of rude of it, I think. Ghoulish Fancies is the author. So they're still running. Their last episode was September because they only run in the summer, so it makes it like the summer camp, which I think is really cool of them. So the last episode was about It was about Leo, and then they'll be back next summer.
Is
Very
it
cool.
ghoulish? You said it's ghoulish fancies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guy from. That's so cool.
I think stuff like that's really cool, especially for people who struggle to read like books, especially big books, by themselves. Like if I'm really, really focused, I can get a book done in a day or two. If I have the time. One of my most recent books, which was based on a podcast, um, The Infinite Noise, from Lauren Shippen, which is the Bright Sessions. Like it took me a while to do that, but only because I was busy. But I feel like podcasts are like I don't know, especially like a chapter a week for someone who's a gifted kid as myself is pretty easy. But also if you struggle with that, like you have more than enough time.
And I like as
I
well
think
with
it's really cool.
podcasts. I think with podcasts as well, it's nice because you can choose when you listen to them. So if you are struggling with that chapter, you can take it nice and slow, and then you can just catch up as and when you are ready to.
Mm, yeah, that's also great.
I've created a monster. It would definitely be
Maybe.
worth, I think, almost if we were going to do like an analysis one as well as Fable Hazen, possibly like a Percy Jackson one, because that's what Storyverse Live is known for.
Hazel's like, no,
Well,
we're doing
like, no.
Hazel, I
We're
hate
doing
to
Fable
break
Haven.
it to you.
We're doing
I
Fable
hate to
Haven.
break it to you, but Fable Hazen is not that well known. You're gonna have to push that.
fair.
You know, when we went out to Winter Wonderland, Hazel was literally at every available moment working on Storyverse Live stuff. We were waiting for the circus to
doesn't
start,
stop.
and she was there, like, updating the spreadsheet. It was. I was like, "Are you okay? Did something happen?" It looked like you were very. I think it's as well because because I wasn't facing you at that point. I was sitting because my legs don't fit in the chairs because I'm very tall. So I was sat diagonally, but I was diagonally away from Hazel, and so just in the corner of my eye, all I could see was like this furious typing on your little phone, and I was like, "Are you okay? Do I need to call someone?" It was very serious. I'll definitely take you to a Cirque Berserk though, because if you enjoyed the little zippos, you'll enjoy the Cirque Berserk.
Jesus Christ.
I wasn't even planning to do the circus. I was like, we don't even have to see the circus. It's not important. And then you went, I've never seen a circus. I was like, no, we're doing the circus. We have to.
I've never seen the circus either, so
I'll take you to a circus then. Get your ass into London.
next summer, best day I'm there.
Then we'll go see Zippo Circus.
I can't remember if the circus ever came to my place, but like they sound fun and loud though.
Yeah, I feel
We
like
sat in the wrong
that's my
place.
thing that I'm like worried about.
We
Yeah.
sat in the wrong place. We definitely should have sat further forwards for that one. The Cirque Berserk, you have to sit quite far back. That's why I sat where we sat. But for that one, we definitely needed to be further forwards.
Yeah, I think they're more common on the East Coast. Yeah. Because I can't remember if I've ever went to a circus.
Oh, I'm just taking everyone to the circus. It's fine. Come, my children.
Yeah.
I will find one. I will find one and I will take us there. It was funny because we were on the underground to get from the train station to the Winter Wonderland, and Hazel was just walking. I was like, no, we're going this way. No, we're going. I wasn't even like looking at the signs. And Hazel was like, which way are we going? I was like, that way. And I was trying to explain to which direction you're going, like if you're going east or south, because the train will always follow the line downwards. So if your stop is not on that line, you're not going to go in that direction. And you just looked a bit lost for a minute, and I was just like, oh, okay. I think it probably helps that I've grown up in London, because I was just like, I know exactly what platform we need, I know what line we need, I know what station we need, and you were just like, okay, I'm just gonna follow you. You say follow,
Right.
but you were definitely outpacing me on those little legs of yours. It was wild. I was like, you're so short and yet you're going so fast. Hazel, that's like half of you. No, that's like half of me.
That's more than
That's like half of my height. Like, I'm that kind of weird person who goes up the stairs 3 at a time, but you just take really big steps. I think that might be it for time though, as well.
we went a bit over. I do want to believe before we go make a really funny thing because we were talking about last week the underground and like how the tube system in London is so crazy compared to here. I have a photo that our like underground people like posted and I thought it was really funny. I don't even know if you can see it. I'm gonna put my thingy down. So this one here is the London, right? So it's like freaking crazy.
Wild.
This is New York. This is Paris, right? So also very crazy. And then this last one, this one circle, this is where I live. This is what our chip system looks like. This is our underground system. We have we have
We
two
have
lanes and there's an outer one and an inner one. And that's it. We're
we
very
have two
simple.
lines like that too. They're called the circle line because they go in a little circle. Then you have the rest
Yeah.
of the lines that don't go in a little circle.
But but we're just very easy. So if you come to Glasgow, it's very easy to use our chip system.
Paid what?
No,
I think I have. It's the train one, right? Yeah, I think I played
it
it when I was
sounds
like,
like
Really cute.
okay, that's fine. That's really easy. That's the Piccadilly line. Something I found out the other day is with board games, I'm really good at remembering like the squares on a Monopoly board because they will follow like the general. You could walk around London the same way you could follow the squares on the Monopoly board, so it's easy for me to remember. And also, you know, there's 10 sides, there's 10 squares to every side of a Monopoly board. So if you roll your dice and I see the dice before you get a chance to see the dice, I can tell you exactly where you're going to land before you've thought to count it on a UK Monopoly board. And everyone hates me for it. They're like, stop cheating. I'm like, I'm not cheating. I'm just knowledgeable. We're only allowed to play Monopoly boards twice in my house, and then we have to buy a new one. That's where we collect Monopoly boards. Because by that time, I've memorized where all the squares are, and my mum's memorized how much all the houses go for.
That's so cute.
So we're currently
Yeah,
playing
weird.
we're currently playing the Alton Towers one. It's got all the roller coasters on it from Alton Towers. But we've only got one more turn on that, then we have to find a new Monopoly board to play on.
I have a lot of suggestions. I sell a lot of Monopoly boards at work. There's a lot.
There are a lot, and I own most of them.
I will just like go to work and take a bunch of photos of all the ones we have. Just be like, hey,
And I'll
options.
just sit there and tick them all off for you. We're missing at the moment, we're missing all the new ones that have just come out for the like the shops, so like the Poundland and the Home Bargains ones. We don't have any of those yet because they're new. But we have my favorite board we have the original Disney Monopoly board where it has a cutout of the castle, and as you unfold the board, the castle pops up. And so it's got like a pop-up
I
castle.
had that. I had that. We gave it away, but I had that when I was younger with like the little cards they put on either side. And I used to freaking love it. And the little metal like
Tink, yeah.
little, like,
And our box is falling apart, and
favorite.
I've sellotaped that box together so many times because I refuse. And that's the one we always play. That's like our, oh, we're gonna play Monopoly, but we want an old board. Okay, we'll play the Princess one. We want the castle. It's for when we're playing Monopoly and they don't want me to know where the squares are, so they put the castle in the middle and spin the board a different direction every time, so I can't see all the squares.
That's good.
Can't work it
Yeah,
out.
but I had that one when I was like, Saturday nights are always a little tough.
Just in case there are any people, wash your hands, drink some water.
Stay safe.
Science, man, just do good science.
Sanitizer rescues.
Wear your masks. Get all vaccines available to you because science is real. I've just
Just
had my third.
regularly.
If I can have 3, you can have at least 2. At least 2.
I'm getting my third on Tuesday.
I had my third yesterday, and I've had the vaccine chills all day, and so I've been like in and out
Did
of
you
wearing
get,
a stick.
I don't know if it's different. Did you get your flu vaccine with it as well?
I did not because I am I can't have flu vaccines because I'm immunocompromised and they mess
Oh.
with my system.
Yeah, I'm getting mine because my mother is immunocompromised, so love it.
We found that out
But yeah,
the
do
last
all the
time I had
healthy
a flu vaccine, and then I was really sick and hospitalized because I was like they just injected me with the flu, and it was like a lot, and I was like, okay, maybe we won't do that again.
But yeah, do all the healthy things.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
Happy holidays.
Maybe. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas.